No, I know you talked on your radio show about not, eating the rat poison, not buying the breast whipping. Was any of that what's going on tonight, or is that?
I believe so. I mean, I told Keon at halftime, you got no rebounds. What happened to that guy I saw? Told him, you get 5 in the second half, we'll win. Good news, he got 4. He went out and got rebounds. We got out rebounded today. We had, again, thinking about the wrong stuff. But, it was a really physical game. The screens were, you were getting leveled. And, again, we did some good stuff offensively in the first half. And then, we miss a bunch of, some wide open stuff, which is fine. You're not going to make every shot. But I thought we fought on defense. And, you look at the numbers, you would say, wow. But, we win the game, we move on. Next game. By the way, Davion played unbelievable today. Really, really good. And you know who was happy for him? Ty. Hugged him. That's what this team has been.
About the technical foul you got on Oscar. If I saw it right, you didn't think Oscar fouled trying to offensive rebound. How chaotic was this game to try to manage?
Well, at one point, they're not allowed to dislodge. In other words, if I have a position, they cannot push me off that position, push back. And when I say push back, I'm not saying an inch. I'm saying 2 feet. You can't screen sideways. You can't. You turn sideways and knock a guy and whack him. You can't. And there were things that went on, and I'm trying to protect my players. I don't want anybody to get hurt. You're coaching the game and saying, hey. But, again, there were, enough stuff that was done in the game that, like I told them after, guys, if I watch that tape and I'm an opposing coach, I say, let's just try to beat the crap out of a couple of these guys. They'll go away. Can't accept that. You got to beat them 2 spots. You got to be the first to hit. You got to be quick coming off screens. You can't be late so the guy can physically move a foot and knock you down. You can't. You got to be body to body so that becomes so obvious a foul, they got to call it.
Played unbelievable. Was part of that defense? I thought you put him in early on Pippen to try to.
No, I put him in early because Sabir had 2 fouls. But again, he is a guy that. How about that rebound on that free throw? That was a big play. I'm trying to get other guys to do that, what he just did, and it's just too rough. I try to move, but if the guy hits me, I stop and I run back. He doesn't. He just is relentless. And he also runs the floor. He and Kellen spread the court out. I went later in the game, I just went to Oscar and our point guard and spread the court and just played that way. And the reason I did it, I didn't want anybody to get hurt. It was so physical. So now it's so obvious that you're whacking somebody, they got to call it.
Physicality in this one, and you and Jared both seemed at various times being frustrated. There wasn't a handshake at the end of the game that made anything to do with that without the sweat, or was it just
No. What happened? I'm looking around the country. Many coaches are just doing what they do in the NBA, which I did. I acknowledged him, but I got worried after the last game. Did you see what happened to one of the Kansas players after the last game? What? What happened? Guy has COVID. He has COVID. Basically, he played with COVID. And now I'm saying, I'm not sure we should shake hands until give us another 2 weeks. The stuff we're doing with you, Zooming, it's perfect. I don't need to be in everybody's company. And the same thing with the line. I saw, I think it was South Carolina and Mississippi State. I saw those two coaches, great guys, both of them. They just gave the peace sign and they left. And they told the team, we don't need that right now. But no, that was nothing.
Daryl Bird, go ahead.
Yes, John, I'm curious if you think a rock fight like tonight might be actually better for you in the long run. How many of those you're going to see once March gets here? You have to learn how to play physical.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine. I mean, they did good stuff. They run good stuff. They create good shots. I'm glad we're done playing them. They got the big kid now. They got another guy with size who can play. So we're done. We're done. If we see him again, it'll be in the tournament. And I hope we don't see him in the tournament.
Larry Vaught, we'll come to you.
I know, John, you talked about Keon's lack of rebounding in the first half, but is it still not pretty encouraging to see him making shots again? Do that a second straight game for you?
Wow. And they were all big. He made 3 jumpers that were huge. The one as the clock expired. The dunk, I told him, look, you wanted to make it something hard instead of making it an easy play because you might miss it. It's all that mentality that we got to just keep on holding him accountable. But I'm saying this, he has been so much better. Again, all I want him to do is when I look at that rebounding chart, his attempts are in the mid-80s. If he does, he's going to get 8 or 9 rebounds. That his sprints are 17, 18 sprints that are A's and 3 or 4 that are B's. Because now he's going to be ahead of the action. He's going to get a couple dunks. He's going to get a couple threes or 15-foot corner shots. He's going to get, and he makes those. And then that's where he builds his confidence. If you're getting knocked around, it's hard to be confident. It really is. And like I said, I'm really proud of him. Like I said prior to the game, don't try to live up. I don't want you to have the weight of the world on you again. You just play. Just play. You don't have to make every shot. You're going to miss some. Just play. Get the weight of the world. Get it off you. You just be a great player and enjoy this team. And he is. He has a smile on his face.
Jerry Tipton, go ahead.
Yeah, John, you mentioned that you saw a little bit of the rat poison out there. You mentioned rebounding. Anything else that you saw that suggested to you that?
I got to watch the tape. I watch the tape. I mean, Ty, kind of coming up limping early in the game got me like, oh, you got to be kidding me. And but he came back and played. I got to check on that. I have not seen him to ask him that. We had a short 3-minute post-game meeting. So, but I watched the tape. We're gonna watch the tape probably around noon tomorrow because of this ice storm. We're not going to be able. We were thinking about leaving tomorrow if we could get out, but we're not going to be able to. We're hoping that the ice will subside and we can get out on Friday, but we may not be able to get out on Friday. We're just going to follow the weather, but we're not going to put ourselves in any kind of tough position traveling wise.
And how good Scottie Pippen both times has put up a lot of points. What makes him so effective?
Well, he's good with the ball. He's crafty. He's good in pick and rolls. He plays great against us. I mean, he always has. Every game I've coached against him, the kid probably averages 30 against us. He wish he played us 5 times a year.
John Hale, coming back to you.
On that stretch right after Oscar got the 4th foul, Lance came in and got a total blocks and offensive rebound. How much is going against Oscar every day in practice help Lance get to what he's doing?
Well, let me tell you what's helping Lance. He now has become one of the guys that's in the gym, living in the gym. He's one of those guys now. And so he's building his own confidence. It's not how much I play him. When he gets minutes, he's confident he's going to play well. And so he's out there playing well. rebounding, he fights, he talks, he's smart. He's one of the smartest basketball players we have. And when you have a big guy that's that way and you can run some things through him, in other words, now he can be a dribble handoff guy. He could be a re-screener because he's smart. He can see it. And he's complementary. He complements Oscar, how Oscar plays when he needs to go in. But I put him in. He only had 3 fouls. My staff said we had 4. So then it was like, I think he only has 3. But he had 3 when I sat him down. He did not have 4. He had 3. Got his 4th later. So we had a little screw up that we got to square away because you can't have that in these games.
Larry Clark, coming back to you.
Don, it looked like, and maybe I'm wrong, but one of the rare times that Oscar got a little frustrated a time or two during the game.
I think they egged him on, Larry. And now, what do you think the other coaches that are watching this game are going to say?
So he brought him up even more.
Yeah, don't let him move. In other words, if he tries to cut, chest him. Bump him. Do stuff to aggravate him. He's going to have to be smart because now that's what they'll do. Because you can't stop his progress from running unless you do, and they let you do it. And then you push. What do they say? Well, you fouled. So, like I said, physical game, but it is what it is.
Harold Bird.
Hey, John, I just wanted to follow up there. You talking about roughing up Oscar. Do you now start doing that in practice? Start roughing him up even more to get him used to it?
No, we, tomorrow's practice will be film and script. And, Friday's practice, if we're going to be able to get out, it will be a normal day before a game practice. You can't go crazy. Someone will get hurt. We get ready for a really good Alabama team. I mean, it's, you're on the road, and I imagine it'll be packed like every game we play. Good news is we've walked into arenas like that. So we'll see. It's going to be a hard game for us.
Houston.
Yeah, how rough was this game? How physical was it?
It was a pretty physical game. You could tell by just about watching. I don't know how many flagrants were called, but it was just one of those games where it was physical and we got pushed around a little bit in some areas and some spots. But we got to look at the film and hash that away because we don't know the teams trying to come in and think they could just push us around.
Lonnie Demery.
There's something you can do in practice, for him to maybe, keep the second team pushed around again like you were in this very critical game tonight? Wasn't believable. First, I was surprised at how critical Van State tonight.
I mean, you could do all you want in practice, rough each other up, rebounding drill, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it just comes to just being a man, not letting somebody push you around and invade your space. So, I mean, we could do all that, but at the end of the day, it's just about you being tough and standing your ground.
John Hale.
Alex did not, he miraculous and really impressive. What are the challenges for a team when everybody's talking about it versus
We've been playing well lately. We got some guys that've been stepping up and playing well individually, and the glory is going to come with when you start winning and playing well. But you have to remember that we have a long way to go. You have a long way to go as a player. None of us are finished products. You just got to stay focused on getting better every day, stacking good days together, and not feed into all the glitz and glamour, the glory that come with playing well because, nobody's going to talk highly about you when you're not playing good. So you just got to remember that you got to continue to stay better, continue to stay getting better, and just, block out all the noise, whether it's positive or negative, and just zone in on your work.
Larry Bott.
When you talk about the physical play, do you think a lot of other teams now are going to try to get even more physical with you guys? And do you think maybe for the first time Oscar got a little frustrated by that tonight?
I don't know what other teams are going to do. As for them to find out and us to prepare for it, but I mean, Oscar gets beat up all the time just because how big and strong he is, and I know it's probably tough on him sometimes, just because he feel like he's getting whacked on, but just because how big he is, he's expected to play through it sometimes. But I was trying to tell him just to keep his head. That's the only way that you can stop him is having him out of the game due to fouls or other situations. But Oscar's he's gonna figure that out, and he's gonna do a better job of keeping his head in the future.
Tyler Griever.
Hey, John, how much of a difference does Davion make when he has a night like tonight, where he's scoring the ball well and staying aggressive on the board down defense?
Yeah, I'm extremely happy and proud for Davion. I know it'd be tough for him sometimes, but he's been sticking with it and fighting through. And tonight was his night. Like I said last game, it's going to be somebody's night every night. You just wait your turn and fight through, and good things are going to happen for you. And that's exactly what happened for Davion. He was aggressive. He made shots, but he always defends. He always rebounds well. Davion he does a lot of stuff for us that probably doesn't always show up in the stat book. But tonight it was good to see him, really get off, make some shots, and have a huge game scoring the ball.
Mitch Brown. Go ahead, Mitch. Gary Graves will come to you.
You all had a rough shooting half in the second half, obviously. What was it about Danny's defense that was so hard, maybe in both halves? Because you all got off to kind of a
a slow start there too.
It was nothing about what they did. We just missed shots. We got great looks that we like, and they just didn't go down. And sometimes that's how the game goes. Um, that's really all I can say about that. We got the looks that we wanted, and we just didn't drop them.
Any other questions for Davion or Keon? Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, Ken, Coach Cal mentioned in his Zoom that you find out after the Kansas game that one of their players has COVID. And I'm wondering, and he spoke about being more cautious about things. I'm wondering how much that's on a player's mind, the contact and all of that in the game. What's going on here? Or do you block all that out?
Man, if you worrying about COVID and all that, like, it's a real thing, but you got to just take it day by day. And, man, we here to play basketball. I know there's a lot of health concerns and stuff that goes on, but we have the right people that are taking care of that stuff, like our trainer, Jeff, and other staff that are, that's a part of their job. They take that off our plate so we can just go out there and play basketball. So we're really locked in on practicing, watching film, and getting better every day. And then when stuff like that comes, we'll deal with it then.
All right, that's it for John Hale. We'll begin with you.
Maybe I know that 19 went already, but there's a 6 guy at 20 in the game this year. How hard is that for other teams to defend? You just don't know which of your teammates or you is going to go off.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many guys on this team that's capable of getting 20. I don't know if you said I was the 6th or 7th, but I mean, I can count 5 more guys on our team outside of that can do it as well. Like I said, this team is very talented, and what goes into that is that unselfishness. I didn't know how much I had at the time, but after the game, Xavier came to me. He's like, bro, I kept passing it to you so you get fouled, like get the 20 ball. And I was like, man, appreciate that. Like, that's love. So, I mean, that's the type of team we have.
Questions for Davion? John, we'll stay with you.
Cal talks a lot about eating or rat poison or listening to your press clippings. What
I'm sorry, what's the last part of the question you said?
Just the challenges after everybody talks so well about you guys.
Oh yeah, I mean when you're a top team like that and you're publicized everywhere, it's easy to get caught into it. So, but coach wants us to stay even keel, and he mentions that every day. And for him, he knows how it feels to be successful for a very long time. So when he speaks, we listen to stuff like that. You got to stay humble. I mean, this is about humility and know that you know that we're special and we understand that, but still know that everyone wants that top spot. And when we have it, you got to secure it. And that's what we're trying to do, and that's the attitude we have to keep going forward. Just be confident, but understand that you got to be humble.
How tough was it to get that rebound on the missed free throw in the second half? The game was kind of on the line still. It was a competitive game. How'd you do that?
Man, if I took my sweater off right now, you see all the scratches on my arm. I was fighting for it. I mean, I'm only 6'3". Like there was dudes out there bumping, pushing, but I just slipped around them. Once I saw which side of the rim it hit, I always try to run to that side. I know we call X, but I usually watch the ball and see how it was spinning so I could run over there and go get it. And once I grabbed it, Tata made a big play off the rebound. So that was a huge part of the game for us for sure.
And you have been struggling a little bit, right, shooting the last few games. What got you going?
Man, honestly, it was right after the Kansas game. I was walking out the locker room and it was this little girl. She was like probably like a young teenager, and like she's crying her eyes out as she's walking up to me, and I'm like, "What's going on?" Like, and she was just like, "I'm just so excited to meet you. This is my first time. You're my favorite player. I've been waiting a year." And I had 0 points. Like I didn't really even play a full half of a game. You know what I mean? And my heart was kind of heavy because I knew I had been struggling for a while, but like just to realize that, God made me somebody that could make someone else feel special about themselves, that just sent me over the top. And I knew, and my parents saw it. My cousin was at the game. He saw it. And she couldn't even keep herself together. And that was just like, that meant so much to me that it meant so much to her. And that right there is what motivates me, like that, people could feel so special about themselves, and it made me work hard getting a gym. And, that's what turned out for today. So thank her if she's listening right now.
Why you? Why do you think you're her big favorite?
I think I just fight. I mean, I don't know what she's going through. I don't know what was going on in her life, but for me, I just try to resemble fight when I go out there and my team, like just do whatever it takes for the team to win. And even though it may not be my night shooting the ball, it may be someone else's night, I'm going to try to find something. And if that's nothing I can do on the court, then be on the bench trying to do something. But I got to give energy to this team. So maybe she, could resemble that in her life, or she felt something. I don't know.
Lonnie Demery. Unmute yourself, Lonnie. You're still muted. We'll come back to you, John Hale.
Important is what Lance is giving you guys recently. It was such a big question on how you play when Oscar's out. It seems like Lance is really kind of settled those moments.
Oh yeah, no, Lance is a warrior. It doesn't. I mean, I know it surprises you guys, but Lance, he's so consistent in his effort. Like every day in practice, the way he comes out here and plays, he doesn't take a practice off. Like it'll be 2-3 games in a row he may not play, but his intensity the next day in practice is like he's the loudest person on the team. He's always yelling. He's always talking like crap to other people in a good way. I mean, his energy is just unmatched. So when he comes out here and plays well and picks up right where, someone left off, it doesn't surprise us. But like I said, Lance, he's a special person and a special player. Like he comes out and fights. That's all he knows. And He steps up big for us. I mean, in clutch moments. I mean, look how he played versus Kansas. I mean, he was amazing coming out there, and his attitude is just always top tier. Like, he doesn't pout. He's always cheering for everybody else. So when success comes to him, it shouldn't be surprising.
Lonnie, go ahead.
We can't hear you, Lonnie.
Jeff Drummond. Oh, Jeff Drummond, go ahead, and then Lonnie will come back to you.
I'll come off the bench for Lonnie. It's a big shot. Yeah, and I'm wondering, I can't recall a game since you've been here that was quite that physical, rugged, like that. Is that the kind of roughest game that maybe you can recall playing in here?
Yeah, I think so. I can't even really think right now, but yeah, they came to fight. Like, the SEC is the best conference in the country right now. So when teams, I think we won by 7. Like, when teams come in here and they want to play hard. I mean, we have a great audience, a great platform, so guys aren't going to come here and lay down. But like I said, the SEC is a competitive conference, and Vanderbilt, they came to fight, and so is every other team we play in this conference.
Any other questions for Davion? If not, we will let him go. Oh, Tyler Thompson, go ahead.
Hey, Davion, that story you told about the young fan was really special. Now, when you came back to Kentucky, was that the kind of connection you were craving?
Yeah. I mean, when you're life is crazy. Like, when you're so stuck in yourself and you fighting your everyday struggles, and some things may not be perfect in your life. Like, everyone needs situations like that. I never expected, that someone would be crying about me. Like, honestly, I mean, sometimes I think, like, man, it's just basketball. I'm here. They love it. They love us. But no, like, these people have personal connections to us, and she felt some type of way that day, and it was crazy. Like, and she had Quickly's jersey on, and she just kept crying as I was signing. She was like, I tried to get yours, and I was just like, it's okay, like, just trying to comfort her. But like, it was crazy that that these people, I mean, I'm speaking for more than her, that people out here feel this way about us. So that's why we go out there and fight. That's why we go out there and give it our all. I mean, this means a lot to people, and I appreciate it, and I feel the love everywhere since the moment I came back and since the moment I stepped here.